from an orbiting around the lunar surface to have a touchdown, there is a need for us to reduce the velocity. It's something like braking, and quite eventually the job is being done now. Maybe it's around 450 meter per second.
Okay, the speed has now come down from 1640 meters per second to less than 450 meters per second. Raj, the thrusters are working absolutely fine, and when you see the trajectory, it's on the green path down to the T. This is outstanding work by our scientists so far, sir.
Absolutely, and given the fact that as the scientists had mentioned, this is a throttable engine that is being tested for the first time. It is killing the thrust of the spacecraft, and it is going on the trajectory that they wanted it to go. As you can see, that green blip and the red blip moving exactly on the way they did. So far, so good. This is the critical phase, what is called the rough braking phase, where they're killing the velocity of the spacecraft, and which was traveling at 6,000 kilometers per hour down to something like 22 kilometers per hour, and that will also bring the altitude down from 30 kilometers to around what they're hopefully coming down. You can see the altimeter is coming close to the down range of 20 kilometers, which is when the next phase, which will begin very quickly. As you can see on your screens right now, they are looking at almost 9 minutes done, 10 minutes, another 20 seconds. This phase is going to get over. Then we're going to get into the absolute navigation phase. But so far, the rough braking phase is going right according to schedule, and that is very, very good news, which means all the four engines are working. And if you can hear the clapping and the smiles on the faces, it shows that the mission is going as planned, and that is good news for not only the scientists but for India as a whole.
अंतिम दौर पे This is so heartening. This is so heartening to see.
So we have
they say well begun is half done. But now we're in the final phase. 4 minutes 30 seconds left for that final touchdown. The thrusters that work. Now it's the central thruster to ensure that moon dust does not rise. So the four corner thrusters are off, and the central thruster kicks in. And look at that green line. That indicates that it's absolutely on the planned trajectory down to the last meter. Let's listen in.
Like 86 meter per second and roughly 4.43 kilometers away from the landing site. So all going well. Just awaiting the announcement for completing. Yes, the rough braking phase has been successfully completed, and we have entered the next phase of braking operation, which is the fine braking start, which is going to basically commence from 5 kilometer altitude, and this particular operation is going to last for nearly 96 seconds, wherein the Vikram lander will be reaching an altitude of just 400 meters above the landing site for initiating the vertical descent operations. So we are almost 11 minutes 52 seconds after the descent operation has started, just awaiting the announcement for the end of fine braking phase. Maybe another few seconds we should hear the announcement that the fine braking phase of operation has been completed, and we expect at the end of this the vehicle to reach an altitude of almost 400 meters, and the velocity right now, if you look at the plot, we have the Vikram lander has a horizontal velocity of nearly 48 meters and vertical velocity of 60 meters per second.
जी हाँ, करीब करीब 12 मिनट 30 सेकंड का समय व्यतीत हो चुका है। हम लोग काफ़ी नज़दीक चंद्रमा की सतह पर, और फाइन ब्रेकिंग जो है वो है फेज है, वो लगभग ख़त्म होने की स्थिति में।
Just waiting for the confirmation for the fine braking end.
तनाव भरे क्षण होते हैं
So
जब
there is a very slight deviation that we notice, very anxious moments. You can make out from the expression of the scientists. They're also anxious. This is the most critical
After the
phase.
completion of the fine braking end, we will have the vertical descent.
This is the most
operations
critical
where
phase. The Prime
the
Minister
spacecraft will
watching
be
this.
moved from nearly
So far it was
700
perfect.
kilometers down to the lunar surface.
Now, this is the part where the central thruster comes in.
करीब 13 मिनट 48 सेकंड व्यतीत हो चुके हैं और एल्टीट्यूड जो है वो लगातार कम होता हुआ
We're just waiting for the confirmation. The spacecraft, as we see on the screen, is showing the horizontal and vertical velocity of nearly 48 and 59 meter per second.
There appears to be a
थोड़े से
slight
क्षण जहाँ पे
deviation.
हमें आंकड़ों
anxious
की प्राप्ति
moments.
के लिए इंतजार करना पड़ रहा है
We will have to
जैसे
wait
ही
for
आंकड़े प्राप्त
confirmation.
होते हैं हम आप तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश करेंगे
Confirm any signal from station. Stand by. Negative. No signal from Madrid.
It's view of the mission control center.
सभी के चेहरों पर थोड़े तनाव के क्षण शायद आंकड़ों के निश्चितता के लिए हमें थोड़ी प्रतीक्षा करनी पड़ेगी
Once we have the updates from the mission control room, we will come back to you. So we just are waiting for the
लगभग राधाकृष्ण जी 16 मिनट 12 सेकंड बीत गए हैं और जो वेगमान है वो 48 और 59 ही दिखा रहा है तो हम अभी आंकड़ों की पुष्टि के लिए थोड़ा सा इंतजार करेंगे
Modi Vikram, confirm station configuration for receiving both S band and X band are configured. Yes, affirmative. We are not receiving from Madrid, HBK and Mauritius.
we are just awaiting for the updates from the mission control room. So please stand by.
लगभग 17 मिनट 38 सेकंड व्यतीत हो चुके हैं और जब तक आंकड़े सामने नहीं आ जाते कुछ कहना मुश्किल है सभी वैज्ञानिक अपने कंसोल पर कंप्यूटर पर आंकड़ों का अध्ययन करते हुए ताकि किसी निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचा जा सके
So view of the mission control center.
हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, उनके चेहरे पर भी उत्सुकता या आंकड़ों का इंतजार बिल्कुल साफ दिखाई पड़ा और मिशन के वैज्ञानिक आपसी डिस्कशन के बाद ही किसी निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचा जा सकेगा। ये जो आप ग्राफ अपने स्क्रीन पर देख पा रहे हैं, ये विक्रम डिसेंट ट्रेजेक्ट्री है, कैसे किस तरह से जो वर्टिकल एल्टीट्यूड था, जो ऊंचाई थी वो, और आंकड़े नीचे प्राप्त हुए उसके बारे में।
So Chairman ISRO just giving a briefing to the Honorable Prime Minister of India. So looks like they are just looking at the flight data.
All subsystems and the orbiter operations are on.
In fact, at the end of the fine braking phase, the Vikram lander should have been at an altitude of almost nearly 400 meters. And if you look at the plots, we are seeing that it has almost reached close to a kilometer from the landing site.
हम लोग लैंडिंग साइट के बेहद करीब पहुंच गए। शायद इसरो के चेयरमैन ने प्रधानमंत्री को कुछ संदेश दिया। प्रधानमंत्री जी धीरे धीरे अब कक्ष से नीचे आते हुए आप जल्दी ही किसी भी घोषणा की उम्मीद कर सकते हैं। कुछ ही क्षणों में हम जो आंकड़ों को अध्ययन के बाद जो भी निष्कर्ष होगा उस तक पहुंचेंगे। प्रधानमंत्री जी धीरे धीरे अपने कक्ष से नीचे उतर के नीचे आते हुए।
We're just awaiting the
We are still waiting to hear from the Indian Space Research Organization. What I can tell you, and Dr. Ghosh, we are looking at those images. The green line was on the red line. It was on the trajectory till that moment when it deviated slightly, and then everything went off. What would scientists be talking right now? What are they assessing right now in your appreciation?
you know, this is between about 400 meters and slightly below. It went down 400 meters. It's supposed to have stopped at 400 meters for 12 seconds for data collection. Now, I think, though it did show it has gone down, I think that is the time it stopped. And then there was no signal which was coming back. So they do not know what happened. If you see that blip has stopped over there. Now,
stay with me for a moment. I also want to cut across to Raj Chingappa, who's standing by at ISRO. Raj, still too soon to say what happened, Raj.
Yeah, but you know, from the faces of the scientists and the fact that the chairman briefed the Prime Minister, things have, there's something serious that has happened. Now, as the professor said, they could have lost communication because after that, there's been no signal from there.